Hello everyone, this is me George. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to talk about eliminations, or at least how to hire the correct people, at which stage you should hire people that will help you essentially just push your business and forward, and of course, free up your space and your graphic and just literally give you the time and just, the mental capacity to just focus on what exactly is pushing the needle in your business. I know kind of made it sound complicated, but trust me, this is very easy. And a lot of people don't actually understand that they have reached a stage, or they reach a stage in which it just makes much more sense to just hire somebody who takes care of that specific aspect that they are wasting a lot of time or putting a lot of resources into, especially their time. So yeah, this video is about how to hire the correct people, how to manage, and how to know what exactly you need to look out for. So hires that basically eliminate 80% of your daily tasks so that you can actually have some free time to enjoy your life, of course, right? Travel, or just focus on other aspects of your business that require more attention and are the needle movers at the end of the day. So yeah, let's talk about something that's been on my mind lately because I just see this happen every single day. Coaches grinding, trying to scale, they're basically doing everything manually and wondering why they feel more trapped the more they grow, right? So basically, they create this negative feedback loop, what I like to say. So the more work you do, the more tasks you do, the more tasks you have to do as well. I'm going to explain it a bit better later. And here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. So you basically don't need more clients. You need fewer responsibilities because if signing new clients make your life harder, you don't have a business. You just build yourself a better paying job. So for example, let's take this person that I draw. I'm not very good at drawing, I'm sorry. This is you, right? And this is basically your daily tasks. So you have to handle payments, right? Which are very annoying, especially if you're running like not a paid in full offers. Like you basically try to get as many people to pay you, so you have to collect payments, right? You have to send emails, right, to nurture your email list, which is like 80% of how your income should be. It should be coming from your email list. You have to have client fulfillment, right? Very important. Client fulfillment. This is how your business runs. If you don't have good client fulfillment systems, then you're basically just going to die out sooner or later. Content, right? This is what pushes your system. This is your engine. This is how you do your lead generation. Super important aspect of your business. Backend, right? This is how you monetize. This is how you build your future. This is where everything happens in the backend. This is basically what controls your clients, your emails, your payments, even your content comes from your backend. And your DMs, right? This is how you convert. This is how you find people. This is how you actually make everything connect together and push people to book a call or to buy from you, right? So you have so many things to check out for. And I mean, this is not even all of them, this is half of them. And the problem is that you wake up and you're already behind, right? This is basically, you're trying to always be one step um, away from everything, right? You're replying to DMs, checking Notion, right? Updating clients, scheduling calls, chasing payments, and just posting content, right? You do everything yourself, or at least you have somebody help you with, because again, this is too much time consuming. Everything is just time consuming, and you've got no room to think, just constant motion. And you're just doing this because it works, right? So you basically do this because it's something that works, but you again have no direction where you're going. And the worst part is that you feel guilty just slowing down. So again, this is what I mean by you created yourself a negative feedback loop. So you basically have a task, and every time you finish it, you move to the next one. And that's how you repeat it, right? That's what I call a negative feedback loop. So yeah. And the worst part is that again, you feel guilty slowing down. But here's the thing, that you're not lazy, right? You're definitely not lazy. You're like probably the most hardworking person I ever know. You've just hit your energy ceiling, right? Your physical can't do more. Physicality can't do more. You're maxed out because your system still depends on you doing everything, or at least you and a couple of other people doing something. And that's why you're stuck. So let me explain this in plain English, right? So for example, this is you, right? This is your energy, and your energy just gets it gets drained daily, right? Because you can have so many tasks to do. You have to do support, you have to do posting, you have to do admin work, right? And you can scale something that depends on your daily output. You can't grow a system that resets every time you take a break. And most coaches don't realize their business is perfectly designed to keep them stuck, right? Every new client adds 10 to even 15 new micro tasks. For example, it can be onboarding, it can be content planning, right? Checks in, support messages, everything, right? One-on-ones, group calls. So when you grow, your to-do list actually grows with you, not without you. or you're not leaving it behind. It actually comes with you, right? So you're not scaling, you're just multiplying chaos to actually scale, right? So again, you just don't add work, you actually just replace it with more stuff that comes to you. And why it feels so overwhelming. You know what makes this so hard? Everything in your head. You know how you like things done, but no one else does. So you keep saying, I'll hire when I have more time. I'll delegate when I make more money. But that's the trap. That's what I'm trying to make you realize. That's not how this works, right? Because waiting for more time or for more money is exactly why you will never have either. You will never reach more money or more time because you are greedy and you try to just put everything on yourself, or at least on that one poor VA that is working for you. So this is the point where most coaches burn out. You're not falling or not failing, sorry. You're just trying to scale a structure that was never designed to scale in the first place, right? So the solution is just three fundamental hire hires. This is where everything will change for you, right? And I'm telling you, it's very important. It's not about hiring more people, it's about hiring the right people in the right sequence. So basically timing. So hire one is actually the systems assistant. So the person is basically his whole purpose in coming into your business is to actually handle all of the repetitive admin, essentially the backend, right? Onboarding, scheduling, client comms, updating the CRM, all of it, right? Everything. He handles emails, right? Funnel. Everything is basically on that one person, so you can just focus on what actually pushes the needle. They're not a cost. They are actually the foundation that keeps your backend running. They basically free up 2 to 3 hours a day, which is a lot when you're trying to work only 2 to 3 hours a day. And this time you can actually grow. Sorry. And that's the time you can spend actually growing the business. So again, our first hire is system assistant, or what I like to call it the backend operator. Now, the second one is the setter, right? Or the appointment setter. So this person actually handles your DMs, your follow-ups, and the lead tracking, right? It's basically the person who gets somebody from your Instagram, from your top of the funnel to your middle of the funnel. And then that person, through your help, right, getting on a call with you or with one of your closers, actually gets to the bottom of the funnel, which is of course getting, becoming or converting to a buyer. And their job is very simple, right? But it's very, very important. It's very hard to actually find good sellers. So most of the time you actually find ones and you train them yourself and turn warm attention into booked calls. They keep the front end moving. This is why they're so important to a business, especially to an organic business that doesn't rely on ads or on payment lead generation. It's only organic through content, right? That's why it's so important to have a person who specializes in appointment setting. While you focus on delivery and optimization, now your business is alive even when you're not glued to your phone. So our second hire is a setter. It can be an inbound setter or an outbound setter, right? Doesn't really matter, it's the same position. SDR is just basically for people coming to you. BDR is a setter who does cold outreach to others with your business, right? Both are essential. It just comes down to what business model you're running and what's your offer. And the third hire is the integrator, right? So again, we have the backend operator and we have the setter. And now we're to the third hire, which is the integrator. This is basically your operator. This person who keeps everything functioning, right? So they manage delivery, they oversee fulfillment, and they check that every SOP is followed in your business. Basically, they turn your chaos into clarity. And that's when you stop being a coach and you start being a CEO, right? Because you have a team that is actually working for you and they're producing so many results for you that you just, again, have so much more time to focus on actually something that pushes your business forward, or you just enjoy it on a beach, right? Either ones actually make a lot of sense. So these three hires don't just buy your time back, they actually make you focus more. They buy your focus back, right? It's so important. It's so important to just know what exactly your time is going into. And so this works because again, the math is very simple. If your time is worth 300 an hour and a 1500 per month assistant frees up 3 hours a day, that's already 18,000 of value you just reclaimed just because of hiring one assistant who actually is good at what he does, right? That's not an expense, that's a return on investment that you just made there. And again, that's what I'm trying to say here. I know I might not be the best speaker and my communication might not be the best, but I want you to understand this one thing. You need to invest into yourself. You need to invest into your business. This is how you push forward. You need to take the risk. If you don't take the risk, you're always going to be stuck in this in this negative feedback loop that you've created for yourself. I totally understand that you want to just do everything yourself because you only trust yourself. But you have to realize that there's hungry people out there. You just have to bring them into your team. You just have to make them understand your vision. don't treat them as employees, treat them as your friends, right? This is how people connect with other people. This is how your employees become killers and A team players because they share your vision, they understand where you're going, and they want to help you get there, right? So try to invest into people, try to take that risk. Of course, you might get a few bad apples in the start, in the beginning, but trust me, eventually you will get a lot of good people and you will train them and they will of course understand you and see your vision and it's just going to be so good. Everything is going to work out really good. So just take that risk. Try to invest into people. It's going to help you so much, especially into people who actually understand what exactly you're doing, right? And your vision. I was yapping a lot here, but that's when your backend compounds that free time into retention, upsells, and reactivation. Every hire pays for itself 10 times over. So you don't just grow faster, you actually grow calmer. This is the best grow ever. This is the best growth ever. So yeah. So the math is simple again, as I said. You have 3 hours a day, 300 hours basically, that equals to 18,000 value. Because again, assistant it's just again costs you 1,500 to just add an assistant. So again, that all adds into that return on investment system, and that brings you to again, as I said, all that free time will help you focus on retention, upsells, and reactivation, which means more lifetime value, more average order value per customer. So the backend CEO, that's what I like to call it. The real difference between a solopreneur and a CEO is that the CEO doesn't actually scale effort, they scale infrastructure. The more systems you build, the fewer decisions you make. The fewer decisions you make, the faster your business compounds. Look at Jeff Bezos. He didn't scale traffic, he scaled customer value. Prime was his backend hire. In turn, buyers into basically lifers. as fun as it sounds, that's actually what he did, right? He basically loses money on each order. But he knows that customer experience and customer value is the most important aspect in any business, right? Especially in a service fulfillment business. So every coach should be building the same thing, a backend that keeps compounding even when you step away. So if you're sitting between 10 and 20,000 per month, or you're trying to scale to 25 plus per month right now, and you're wondering why you're exhausted, it's not because you need more leads, it's because you need more leverage. Freedom doesn't come from more clients. It actually comes from the right people running the right systems. And so if you're interested, DM me the word badge or comment it under this video, or actually DM me on Instagram as well. It's going to be linked down below, and I'll show you exactly which role to fill first based on where your biggest bottleneck is right now. So yeah, this is you. You right now, right? You right now. I'm not good at trying, I'm sorry guys. And this is you after you actually understand hiring and building system does to you. So yeah, focus on this one essential thing, hiring people, investing into people, and building the vision with them of your long-term business, right? So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and catch you in the next one. Thank you.